Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up, what's up, what's up? Let's see. Cool. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Completely lost track of what day it was, but it's been a busy, crazy week, so can't blame me for that. But hopefully everybody else has been having a pretty good week as well as we get right on into it. Let's see here. My stream is having some issues with the loading there, so hopefully that stops and we get back to normal. Just doing a quick Twitter check here, make sure nothing crazy happened. Few things to talk about, though. And don't forget, guys, hit that like button if you have not already. That's what really gets the people in here. And I'd love to be able to let a lot of people know about what's going on here, what to expect, and when to buy and sell. So if you haven't already, click that like button for me. I do appreciate it. Let's see. If you have not already, that's what really gets the people. All right. So as we get into it here, the first thing to note is that Bitcoin actually did what we were talking about Bitcoin doing. So that's pretty surprising. I mean, it's not surprising that we were right, but just considering how long it looked like we were kind of in a bearish scenario, it's comforting to know that we did have some bullishness actually in us to get us out of that hole, because things were getting pretty depressing. I mean, we were already depressed trading in this area for who knows how long, and then to get to a point where we finally have a bullish run and then we lose all of that momentum, just, you know, from 52,000 all the way down to 42,000 or 43,000 in a matter of minutes after like weeks of climbing. This was 720 all the way up to September. So 2 months of an uptrend here, finally getting out the hole, and wiped out half of those gains in a matter of hours. So reasonably so. A lot of us were starting to get a little concerned and discouraged, and of course just wanted to be skeptical and make sure that we weren't gonna get caught in a bull trap here as we started to do a little bit of a move up and then sell off. And thankfully that's not the case. So as we take a look at a shorter time frame here, hey, what's going on, Rick? Dorota, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. I just want to take a look at a shorter time frame and just let's look at what we've been talking about over the last couple days and put ourselves in the scenario here regarding what we expected to happen, how it ended up playing out, and then let's try and figure out what's going to happen next. Now, obviously, I have an idea, hence the title, and that's what we're going to discuss. So, as you can see here, came down from 59. What I ended up talking about yesterday, or 2 days ago rather, was this kind of thing that you have here. Usually, once there's a severe drop-off, you end up, you get this steep drop-off, you get this tight consolidation, it widens, goes to a wide point, and then it starts to narrow. Once it gets to that narrowing point, it then does a little pullback and takes off. And this was drawn 2 days ago here to give the general idea that it looked like this reload point right here. This gave us our touch, because we were slowly downtrending anyway. It looked like we wanted to head towards this point here, which was 43,500. And as we were, we got a dip down to 44, we did a bounce to 200 EMA, and we still had these signs of weakness. Looked like we needed that touch again at 43,500 to confirm that that's support, and then maybe consider that a reload point where we do that dip, reject, and take off. And then what ended up happening was Bitcoin got some or Litecoin got a false rumor, caused the market to do its quick spike up, got all of that out of its system, and then it got proved to be false, which made the market crash really hard, really fast, and it got that slow trickling drop out of its system. So we got a quick spike down to where we were headed anyway, and that really fast forward our price action movement, got the dip out of the way, and let us continue from that point forward. And then you can see that is exactly what we needed, because after we hit 43.5, we then started an uptrend. We did the bounce up, a pullback, consolidated, and then we've been trending up ever since. Now, what I mentioned yesterday or 2 days ago, or whenever the last stream was, is that there were just a few things we need to keep our eyes on. So this looked like a really good buy zone, but confirmation would be breaking above around the 47,000 level. Now, why did I say that? Well, if you take a look at the 47,000 level, you can see that that really showed to be resistance in a lot of areas. So I'll hide the drawings here, and I'll actually take the EMA off as well. And now let's just put the line here at 47,000 and take a look at what we can see. So if I'm holding the line right in the 47,000 range, you can see here what now functioned as a resistance point here and here, consolidation here, trying to hold it as resistance and then as support, and same thing here, and then even again right here. So you can see this 47,000 level was pretty key, and there's not much price action above that area. So if you're considering like 47 to 47.5, getting through that area of resistance, breaking out, and then starting to trade above, holding above that, is going to indicate that we've now broken out into new highs, and that's going to kick Bitcoin and the crypto market into gear as people start to get really bullish, and then you start seeing a bullish continuation. And that's exactly what we saw. We moved up, rejected, pulled back, tested 47 as support. Once we did, we start seeing, bullish run, bull flag, moves up, and we are still going. And now we're even above 48,000. Now, the reason why this is important is we're on a relatively low time frame here, all things considered, on the 30-minute. And if you look at what our potential stopping points could be, just looking back to this move here, this overall dip, and you know what I usually say, usually get a two-step drop off, consolidation, and then a two-step move up. Well, if you look, you also want to consider, well, what are the potential areas where there could be a little bit of a slowdown or a pullback? Where could we possibly get stalled out at? And at this point, there's no candles that were up this high. The highest candles in this consolidation area were at 47.6, and we're at 48.3 now on Bitcoin. So the next place you could look would be in these candles here on the way down. Where was the tops? Where was the bottom? The bodies of the candles? Anything. And as you can see, we are right about here. And on the way up, this candle's pretty massive. There is no stopping point up until we get to about here, which is about 49,750, guys. So at this rate of speed, I mean, we could double top here and use 48.5 as the resistance and then do a pullback. But if we don't, and we continue, the real resistance level that we have, just looking at this short-term move here, is all the way up at 49, about 49.7. So we've got a long ways potentially to go before even considering starting to stall out. And really, to complete this move, obviously, we would be looking at getting back to about 51, consolidating there, and then finishing the move back up to 53, and then hopefully a continuation higher if we want to be bullish. But that's the way it's looking right now. And if we want to look and get, a better idea, the next step would be to look further to the left and see if there's any obvious support and resistance lines there. As I start to do that, I can see right at about every $1,000, there's a pretty strong resistance. So 48, and then again, somewhere near 49, you can see the tops here. Pretty strong level right at 49. So we'll probably stall out at 48.5, see what we're going to do there. If we move up, we've got 49 to worry about, and then 49.7-ish to 51. Now, those are kind of broad ranges, guys. But overall, the thing to consider here is we are on a bullish run, and that's very exciting. Glad to see that we were able to break out of this downtrend channel and complete the reversal. It's a good sign for the crypto market. It's a good sign for Bitcoin. That means it's a good sign for Dogecoin, Cardano, Ethereum, whatever it is, your Solana, whatever you're invested in, it's a good sign for that. Now, what I'll do is go to the 4-hour time frame and put this into better perspective. So you can kind of see here what's been happening a lot. You get this run up, massive sell-off, downtrend consolidation, big break to the upside. And what happened here? Exact same thing. On a larger term scale, you can see this move right here is a mini move of this move right here. Really interesting, isn't it, when you look at it that way? Hey, James, appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, man. And Farsad, what's going on? And Jonathan, what's up, man? Doge Scotland, hey, how's it going? Sorry, guys, I almost didn't see the comments there. But as you can see, right here, we're doing what we did right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and highlight that for anybody that potentially isn't catching that. So let me get rid of a lot of these lines. Bear with me. All right. We can delete these two. Don't need these anymore. All right. So this move right here is the same general concept as the move right about here. It's just kind of repeating itself. As you can see, this major pullback right here, and then you get the multiple leg up, extreme sell-off, the downtrend on the consolidation right here, then the low point right there at the very bottom, followed by the massive spring up that we're on right now. It's just really interesting when you look at it. You can see that there's probably some whale activity in play, and I'm pretty sure that's a portion of the wick-off pattern, one of the phases that's being played out here pretty clearly. So very interesting, but the whales are having their way, and we are swimming with the whales. That's the way to do it. So when they go long. When they short, because they're kind of controlling the market right now. But anyway, getting back on track. Well, what are our price targets? What are we expecting here? Well, by the way it's looking so far, like I said, price targets 48.5 short term. Then we're looking at 49. If we can get above that, we're heading back up to the like 49, 50, 51 area. I am pretty bullish on Bitcoin right now. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of things going on that are positive, and there's very few things going on that are negative. And as you can see here, we're also in a bit of a bullish pattern here. Big move up and a nice controlled consolidation that's curling back up. Looks like we're going to break into some new ground here. You can see Dogecoin almost at 25 cents. You can see ADA almost at $2.50. Lots of room on both of them to run up towards the $3.30 range on both. So things are looking good in the market. Feel free, guys, of course, to ask questions as well as if you have any. Hey, James, thank you so much for the super member, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Let's see. Just trying to see. Were you already in the group, James? I felt like you were at some point. Let me know. Because it doesn't tell me if it's just a renewal or like a late renewal or a new member. I know, just remind me, please. The problem is too, everybody in the Discord group, a lot of people have different names, so it makes it tricky. Oh, no, you weren't in here. All right, you just joined for the first time. That's right. Okay, perfect. Hey, well, welcome to the club. Looks like you already found your way into the Discord group, so that's perfect. I just saw you join. You knew exactly where to go. Glad to have you, man, and thank you so much for that support. Really means a lot. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that's been shooting super stickers, super chats, and joining the members group, by the way. It does mean a lot. And I do appreciate it. So thank you for that. I know we had a lot going on last stream. Yeah, sorry, James. I just remembered that was a different. There's another James in the group, but not James 008. Just got a little mixed up. But welcome. Glad to have you, man. Thank you for that support. Hey, what's going on, Envu? Didn't get the pop-up until I tweeted. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on with my YouTube channel notifications. Hopefully YouTube will fix that soon, because they are not working very well. Shuba, what's going on, man? Yes, smash that like button, guys. I do appreciate it. Let's try and get to 20 likes today. Gotta set a like goal. Thank you for that reminder, Shuba. Anybody have any questions before I kind of proceed? I don't want to do all the talking. Good old caramel ribbon crunch. Just in case you're wondering, not part of my diet, but we are taking a break. Also, let me know, do you guys have positions currently in any crypto asset? If so, what are you holding and where'd you buy in? You know, what coin are you in and where'd you buy? I am curious. I'm long right now in ADA. I've been trading it all day, short and long. Have been having a pretty good day, I'll be honest. And I just got back in at around 248 because Bitcoin looked like it wanted to make some more moving up. Yeah, YouTube absolutely hates my channel. I've gotten permanently banned 3 times. Keep in mind, I've only been live streaming crypto stuff since about May, and we're only a couple months past that. I've gotten permanently banned 3 times for no reason, by the way. They just saw like one word in my title, like crash or hang, and they're like, oh, and permanently banned my channel. I had to appeal. So that and no YouTube notifications. I am struggling to fight the system here. Oh my. Well, that's not good. Looks like we're getting some whale shorting. Very deliberate whale shorting activity here. Let's see where this stops. The thing about this, though, is I don't think that's going to spook the market because we were supposed to pull back there anyway. You know, in like a cup and handle formation. So they kind of just forced the handle. I don't know that that's going to scare enough people to spark a continuation. Now, what they could have done there is made people think if that goes down too far, that was just a double top. And then you'll get people starting to dump. And that will be a problem. But that was definitely some manipulation there, guys. At its finest. We'll see how this plays out. We were kind of in a cup and handle setup. And we still can be, I think. That was a bit unfortunate. Let's see what whale did that. Let's check whale trades here. Yeah, a lot of shorts just kicked in. We got 1.5 mil short there about half a minute ago, and then someone else shorted 2.5 mil. But everyone else was going long here at, you know, if you can see 3 minutes ago, 4 million long at 48.5. At 48.5, another 2.5 mil long. There were a lot of people going long, so I don't think that short's going to hold up if most of the whales are going long, even though they did manipulate the market there. So that's interesting. Right now, I'm on the 1 minute time frame. Let's see. How's ACH looking? ACH looks, last time I checked, it looked like a good buy, but let's see where it's at right now. ACH is still at a pretty decent price. I think anything under 8's a pretty nice buy. Because with its volatility, it likes to move towards like 10 to 15. And so that sets you up to almost double your money pretty nicely. Around $6 or $7 if you can get a buy there. The only thing is with Bitcoin in the market right now, there is a bit of a triangle forming here that I'm starting to see. Man, trading views charts are a little nuts sometimes. Bit of a triangle like right here. Just need to see where it's going to break in that consolidation, but it looks like it's going to follow Bitcoin. So, but I think this area that ACH is in right now is a good value area. I would probably, if I wanted to trade ACH, I'd probably start scaling in, but I would not all in just in case it breaks to the downside. I'd want to have some more money to buy that dip up. in like in the 6.5 to 7 area versus putting it all in at 7.5 to 8. But I think it looks good. Good question, James. What are my thoughts on ACH, says David? I am pretty bullish on ACH. I think any program that is going to greatly assist in making like in-store, in-person, or even online purchases via cryptocurrency viable, regardless of the cryptocurrency of choice, that's a very powerful solution. Because there's a lot of cryptocurrency projects that have a coin, and that coin is not necessarily set up fundamentally to be really good at being a method of payment in person. A lot of them are expensive to use. A lot of them are just really too slow. You know, there's not enough bandwidth on the blockchain, transactions per second wise, or just the way it's set up is really slow. You know what I mean? Block size is too small. Think about like a Bitcoin, for example. Block size is pretty low. The transaction per second limit is pretty low, and it takes a lot of confirmations as well. So, you know, you have to wait your turn to get confirmed. When something like ACH or AMP, if you run the transaction through that, they basically validate the transaction, approve it on your behalf, and become that decentralized middleman that just says to the merchant, yeah, this guy's good, lets you leave, and then they wait for the confirmation, already trusting that you have that money, those funds on you. And so they're at low risk as well, because they have a little insight into your business, I guess you could say. Since you load up, usually like with AMP, you load up your coin into AMP first, and then it pays through AMP. So they already know what you have, so it's a little lower risk. So those kind of projects are really powerful in my opinion. So I'm bullish on that. I am bullish on that. ACH and AMP. They're both similar concepts. Anthony, what's going on, man? ADA 240, yeah, and it's at 250 now, so that's awesome. Oh, ADA, you're saying you're in ADA at 240? Sweet. That's a good position you got there. I am very bullish on ADA. I think this week might be a little rocky as people are still, you know, trying to figure out if they want to take profit or not and get out from the last week's hype. But after that's out of everyone's system, we are absolutely heading to $3 and beyond again, and we're going to stay up there. And it's going to be crazy. So, very bullish on ADA. Most bullish of most of the projects that I'm aware of right now on ADA. I think Solana had its run. I think Solana is going to pull back, continue to pull back here just as it is. Maybe we see a dip to like 120s, 130-ish. And then it can have stabilized a bit and play game on a normal level with just like the rest of the market. But I think the major run, the hype run is done. As it probably should be. It had a crazy move. You're in ACH at 6. That's a great position. Awesome, man. Glad to hear that you're in at that spot. That's a really safe spot to be in. Wow, ETH 1966. Rick is the man, by the way, guys. He takes notes and he executes, and Rick has some good positions. And I even in the Discord group which he's in, you know, you'll just ask Rick like, how did you play something? And it's almost like textbook. Rick's got it down. He knows the deal. He's got that wisdom. You can tell. I was holding XYO, bought in at 3 cents, sold back at 60. Oh, okay. So you doubled. All right. So at about 6 cents, and then you bought ACH at 7. Nice. Hey, that's a crazy play there, James. That is an awesome play you have there. Good stuff. Thank you guys for sharing, by the way. Keep my eyes on Rune. Okay. Doge is on the dip. Yeah, Doge is pulling back a little bit, but so is Bitcoin. That's why. You know, it's just following the leader. Hey, thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. El Bosch, what's going on? Welcome back to the stream, buddy. XRP6, sweet. Good stuff, Invu. Rin token, is that what you're in, Anthony? Now, isn't Rin the project that does a lot of the bridges? You know, like Rin Doge, Rin Bitcoin, that kind of thing? Is that what that's associated with? I'm not extremely familiar with Rin token, so, but willing to be enlightened. You can see ADA did a pullback there with Bitcoin. if we flip over to its chart. Whoops. ADA had run up to about 250.5, and now it's pulled back to 249.5 because Bitcoin did that dump there with the whale sell-off, which is all right. And we'll just need to wait now to see what happens next. Bit of bullish flagging here. Rick is our hidden whale, yes, indeed. And thanks again, Josh, for joining the member group. Appreciate that. I always get excited when another person joins. Has nothing to do with the financial aspect, even though I do, of course, appreciate that because that definitely is a nice donation to help me out. But all the people in that group, I feel like have learned so much, at least the people that want to, right? Learned so much. You've got people like Rick over here with deep pockets, with much deeper pockets now. You've got people like Skydive that's bought in at super low positions and is up substantially. She's in at like Doge 16 cents or something. I think her average is like 18. Crazy. She's already up double. And Preezy, crazy moves. You know, everybody's getting the hang of it and up big at least, or at least just in green or break even or something like that. But all the people that are taking it seriously, I don't think there's any of them that are like deep in the red unless they just joined. So, and it's just exciting. That's the whole purpose of this channel. So glad to have you. I bought Algo. I'm not sure what to think about this. Think it's down all day today. I understand. I understand. All right, we're getting a bit of a unfortunate sell-off continuation here from Bitcoin. Oh, thank goodness we got a green candle there. That was looking pretty dreadful. Let's just hope that this candle closes green and let's get some more green candles here. You don't want to be red here and break under the like towards 48,000 again. That whale really did us over. What's going on, Matt's Market? Welcome back to the stream, man. By the way, guys, check out Matt's Market's channel as well. Give him a sub. We did a collab stream a couple days ago. It was pretty good, and we'll be doing another one soon, but it'll be on his channel. So if you want to catch that, sub to him. Yeah, Algo, I don't know. The thing is, there were quite a few platforms and services like Algo, Solana, that had a lot of hype, like a big hype run. Cardano, and they're taking their days to sell off. And sometimes those days don't seem to make the most sense. For example, we had Cardano selling off all of yesterday while Bitcoin was doing its move up towards the breakout point. Doge was following Bitcoin, but Cardano was selling off the hype. And that's just what ends up happening when you have a nice, powerful move up. Sometimes it takes a random... It decides to sell off at a random point, and it's unfortunate. That could be what's happening with Algo. I haven't heard any bad news on Algo, so I don't think it has anything to do with that. If there was a big move up, though, it's probably just selling off some bad news. Markets look good today. Hey, I agree. This is Matt's market now. This is Matt's ideal market. See, it's in the name. If Matt's market were in the dictionary, this chart right here, from here on, this would be the picture next to it. This is Matt's market. Right here. Or maybe even just this. This is Matt's market, guys. Yeah, chart, it does look good today. What do I think about AMP? I'm still bullish on AMP. I'm still bullish on AMP. I would only be less bullish on AMP if AMP got a lot of competition, but right now it's just AMP and ACH, so I still have no reason to not be bullish on AMP. It's really the only project in the space that's doing what it does. Matt is a great streamer, plus commentary is on point, by the way. Absolutely agree. Yeah, I have no reason to be bearish on AMP, so I'm definitely still bullish. Now, like I said, if AMP had competition, I'd start to be a little concerned, but it just doesn't, so... it's really the only thing in its space that does what it does, which makes it powerful to me. Let's take a look at the chart, though. What I always say though is AMP under 6 is good for me. So if we're anywhere in the 5s or lower, I'm feeling pretty. Ooh, look at AMP 5.0, almost 5.0. It's AMP 5.1. That is a nice dip right there. That is a nice AMP dip. I'm gonna be honest, I would probably buy that dip. I don't care what would happen next. I don't care if Bitcoin crashed $10,000 and AMP went down to 4 cents. I would probably buy into AMP right here at 5.1. That is a nice dip. And look at that on the chart, by the way. And you can put into perspective how good of a value that AMP is at right now. If you believe in the project, that is, of course, right? Not financial advice. So you have to believe it for yourself and do your own due diligence. To anybody else, you know, obviously Rick understands. But if you just look at the price swings, I mean, we went up to 12 here, pulled back to an average price of like 5.5. We did have a dump sell off here down to like barely under 4. And the lowest point you could get after that was like 6. And now we're getting lucky with like 5 flat. Keep in mind, guys, the dump at its worst went barely under 4 and we are at 5 flat. That just means that AMP is a great buy right now. So, yeah, AMP is a buy for me. In fact, who knows? I might move some funds around tonight because that's pretty good. Yep, between 5 and 7, just like the old Dogecoin did. Remember before the breakout, before we broke over 10 cents, Doge would trade between 5 and 7 cents. It would go from 5 up to 7, back down to 5, up to 7. You know, maybe 7.5 or maybe like 4.5, but it was 5 to 7. That's AMP right now, and we're at the bottom, so that's cool. I like FTM. What's FTM? What kind of project is it? When do I think Doge will start moving above 25? You know, that's a really good question. Dogecoin's lagging a bit. I think it's partly to do with the bearish market that really we're still trying to break free from. And some of it also has to do with just some lack of positive catalyst in the community. We've kind of stalled out, in my opinion, when it comes to Dogecoin recently. And I would love to see Dogecoin really begin to take off. But we need some more catalysts. And the community has kind of slowed down when it comes to just like pushing for what's next. There's a lot of focus on, in my opinion, just the wrong thing. We're doing a whole lot of stuff on the Ethereum network with NFTs and other things that are completely unrelated to Dogecoin, but that are themed Dogecoin. You know what I mean? And I just see a lot of marketing, a lot of Doge talk, like in a marketing sense, just for like financial gain. And I'm not bashing anybody that does those kind of things, because I would probably do it as well if I knew how to draw good enough, you know, online to make NFTs and whatnot. But I'm just saying, a lot of the focus recently with Doge has been shifted to like commercializing it. And I think partly due to that, we've seen a slowdown in Dogecoin's progress, because a lot of the people are focused kind of on the business side of Doge right now. I think that is temporary though, but I think this is a lull, partly due to the market, partly due to the community, but that we will snap out of it soon. I think really the thing that's going to snap us out of that is going to be the next Dogecoin update, where the transaction fee reduction thing is forced across the board. And that's like officially set in stone, that Dogecoin's like a 1/10 or 100th of a cent per transaction. I think once that's finalized, that's going to be big. Right now, it's not finalized. It is like in the state where it's being rolled out, but not all nodes are in agreement on that yet. Not all nodes have been updated, but the next update will force it. So I think that'll be a big deal, because that will put in everyone's heads, you know, that we're getting closer to Elon Musk potentially accepting, which is really what our end goal is. So I think we're heading to a good spot. Right now, it's kind of that dip buy zone that we've got that we're in. And so this is the kind of the time to load up, and then later on we'll be able to take off. But we're in the load up time, and it is a little unfortunate, so I understand. But that is where we're at. Not a financial advisor. Doge does need some hype for sure. And just unfortunately, the community, I've just noticed, I mean, obviously we're getting just a little bored with it, because we're trying to start to do all this other stuff that around Dogecoin that does not involve like pushing people to accept it. That acceptance thing has become like secondary focus. Now it's a lot of like NFTs and products, and we need catalysts. We need acceptance. That's what will make the price go up. The rest is just fun and temporary. You just bought 16,000 amp. Jeez, look at Matt the Whale. I mean, Rick the Whale. Matt's a whale too, honestly. He's got a lot of coins, guys. Hate to expose Matt like that, but he gets the whale sticker of approval as well. But that's awesome. I think that's a great price to buy it. Doesn't seem like you can go wrong with amp at this price, so that's my opinion. Litecoin made a good pump today. I actually didn't see Litecoin's move. Let's take a look. Excuse my leaning, by the way. I am super exhausted. Oh, wow. Okay, Litecoin. Where'd that come from? Look at that. That's pretty cool. Litecoin had a nice run today. After that sell-off, it went all the way down to 174, and we had a nice move up to 191. So good stuff from Litecoin there. See what ADA's doing. Selling off. Bit of a sell-off, but it's actually doing a triangle here. Bit of a triangle. Unfortunately, though, bit of a double top here. So this could just fall out the bottom and do a continued sell-off. I wouldn't be surprised, because after that whale did that dump there, very conveniently, it did form a bearish pattern. So I think we might be pulling back here, heading back under 48. I am still bullish, though, but this could delay things a bit. You know what I mean? It's DeFi and NFT season. Yes. Matt's whale. Yep. But guys, yeah, I think, if we flip over to Dogecoin, Doge, like I said, Doge has been asleep. I haven't been trading Dogecoin very much. It's been stable, which is great. Honestly, it's probably the best thing I could say is that Dogecoin, no, it has not been super volatile, but it's been stable. Because what more can you ask for from a coin that is supposed to be retail focused? You want it to be relatively stable. You don't want the price to fluctuate all over the place all the time, because then who knows, like, if I say it's going to be $1, a USD, right now you could give me four Dogecoin because they're about a quarter each. But then what if right after you pay me, the price dumps to like 17 cents? I just lost like a third of the sale. You don't really want that when you're making a coin for retail payment. So when Doge is stable, I'm actually happy. That means Doge is doing good at its job, which is just staying relatively in a little price area. So I can't complain that Doge is stable, especially being a meme coin to start with. Even though it's not now, stability is great. But when it comes to looking for a money-making play short-term, Doge just has not been that coin. So, look at the percentages right here. You can see Bitcoin was 2, Doge was 2.5, but ADA was up 4 right now still. Even though it's selling off the hardest right now, it's still up 4%. So it moved twice as much as Dogecoin did today. And so that's why right now, when I'm looking for bull run to capitalize off a bullish run, I'm looking at ADA. It's got the catalyst, so it's got that momentum behind it. When that momentum comes back to Doge, I'll trade Doge. I do prefer Dogecoin. It's my favorite coin still. But if it ain't making the monies and I'm a trader, then obviously I'm not just going to trade it for no reason. So that's how I feel right now. But I can't wait for Dogecoin to get a little bit of volatility back in it on the way up so that we can make some tendies from our beloved Doge. I think that's why we're all primarily here. So yeah, price targets here. I think we could sell off here just due to that double top we formed. We could get a little bearish. I don't think we're actually going to sell off super far, though. I don't know that Bitcoin goes down very far. I think this is the beginning, like middle stage of the run back up. And I think this is just a pullback. So, maybe we pull back to around here, 47.8, maybe even 47.5. Then we probably slow down a bit. Let's get the EMAs back up so I can get some ideas. There we go. So right here, you know, on the 4-hour time frame, we do have room down to 46.5. That is a possibility, but we've got some other EMAs too, and you can see that those are sitting right here at around 47. So we could pull back to around 47.5 or 47, do some consolidating and bounce and continue up and head back up to 52. But I think we're heading to 50 really soon. I really do. And then I also think that ADA will be very close to 260, heading back up to $3 very short term within these next couple days. And I think Dogecoin too will get back to about 26 pretty quick. But Dogecoin's going to need some real confidence booster from Bitcoin, so we'll be looking at that. That's really my short-term opinion. And I voice these opinions frequently on Twitter and in the Discord group, so follow me in either one of those places if you want these updates often. Can I go over Solana? Yes, I can. So let's take a look. Solana's holding pretty nice. The pullback we got on Solana was decent. I don't think it's a good enough pullback, if I'm just being perfectly honest. I think we need to see... Now, the thing is, though, Solana is at a point where it's stabilized a good bit, so it's going to follow Bitcoin here for the most part. So the one thing you never want to do is be overly bearish for no good reason. And so really, I think the only reason there would be that pullback I'm talking about is if Bitcoin goes in this consolidation it's doing right now and goes to the downside. If it does not continue to the downside, but it continues up, Solana's going to react with that, and I think it'll curl up as well and head back up to 200 and beyond. But if Bitcoin does pull back, that's probably going to start that downtrend and get that touch on the 200 EMA that I think it really needs. And that would be a touch somewhere around that $120 mark. I think we really need that touch. That would get everybody feeling comfortable. And probably not, by the time we get down there, though, it'd be like 130, 135. If we can get a dip down to like 130, 140, that should be enough to kind of spring reload and get a move up. But we did a massive, keep in mind, just look at here. From here, you know, $34, then pretty overextended all the way up to 215. I think now we need a healthy pullback and a reload, just like Bitcoin just did. When I said we need a healthy reload on Bitcoin, that dipped down to like 40, like 45. Yeah, we overshot it a bit, but that's the dip I was talking about. I think we still need that on Solana to continue. And it's just part of trading. You get the big moves in one direction, and if it's going to continue, you need to pull back, reload, get some more buyers on board or sellers on board to continue that move. Because there's going to, at some point, be the profit takers that move it in the other direction, and then you have the dip buyers or sellers, just depending on if they're long or short, that will then load up there and then push it back and make it continue. And I think we need that pullback to load up. And then that also lets people that are playing it long get that pullback, feel confident, buy some more at that dip, and kind of get that average down, and then strap on for the part two. It's just a healthy trading cycle. So I think that'll happen. But pretty much all those the L1 coins, the layer 1 blockchain coins. So we're talking, you know, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Matic, Polygon, and then some of the others as well. I'm pretty bullish on all those projects. I feel like this is their time to shine. Now that Ethereum's at its worst, in my opinion, it's just way too expensive to use and it's slow. This is the moment where all these other guys are going to start trying to take advantage and grab some free market cap as they compete and really get to show off their value while Ethereum looks like hot trash. So I am bullish on all L1 coins that are not a scam and that have good specs and that are going to be going down the smart contract route. And I think it is still open for competition, even though Cardano and Solana have like the second and third place spot right now. I think it is still open for like the 5th to 10th place spots. So keep looking at those too. And, you know, I'm hearing a lot about like VeChain and all this stuff. Keep looking at those coins. This is their time to shine still, while before Ethereum 2.0. I think those are the best coins that we can get into now for profit. So we'll see. Bitcoin here struggling with that 200 EMA. Looks like whales are forcing it down. This could be a pretty hard sell-off. We'll see. I need to up my time frame though, look at some other levels. 3-minute time frame, next level is right here at about 48,000 flat. Looks like that's where we're going to head. On the 10-minute, you can see 48 is about where that sits as well. The 15-minute, 48, 30, 40, set 47.5. Yeah, and then it's down to about 47 and then 46.5. So I think we're going to pull back to 48 here, see what happens. Maybe reload and do another bounce up. Or if we sell off, we might be doing a deeper pullback towards 47 first. But I still think we're heading up. ADA's holding on pretty nice despite the bearishness. So that's good to see. And we actually are flagging right here on the higher time frames. You can see like this little situation. We'll see. S&P 500 14-month run-up. It's squeezed right now. Let's take a look. What a clean run. That's crazy. See the clean 200 EMA touches? You know, double bottom here, load up, 200 EMA, 200 EMA, 200 EMA, 200 EMA. Like, that is super clean. I think this is a great spot to buy it at if you're still bullish on the market in general. Because we just bounced off the 200 EMA at 127. Now we're at 131. Historically, that tells us we should be getting back to 130, beyond 136 here. If we're to draw a resistance trend line here at the top, that should help us see what the projection really is here on where the S&P 500 should go. So let's see if we're just to casually draw a little continuation line. You know, let's just assume somewhere around here. So it looks like it should go anywhere, you know, around 136, 137 here off this next bounce, if it's going to continue, before a pullback. And where's this line? That's pretty straight. Before a pullback to around, you know, 132. So from here, you've got about, looks like about $6 on the S&P. So if you're trading with a large position size, that could be a nice buy. And that's, I mean, minimum probably 133 to double top there and start to sell off if this is a top. But, you know, either way, it's pretty low risk to buy now. So pretty good setup. 14 months from now, I don't know. I haven't been that into the stock market for a while to be able to project out that far for you. So I'm sorry about that, but that would take me considering a lot of the events going on like around the world, because that's what affects those markets. World events, inflation, the pandemic, war, stimulus packages, like all that stuff I have not been focusing on too much. I've been locked in on crypto catalysts, which are much simpler and fewer. So I don't have a good answer for the 14 projection there with the S&P. Sorry about that. But that's my next bounce prediction, though, is going to be about 136. We're holding pretty nice here. Like, we might not be double bottomed, and we could see a bounce, like just a cup and handle situation. That would be dope. Let's hope that follows through. Any other questions, guys, before we wrap up? I know it's getting a little late here, about 8 o'clock. I'll give it just a minute because I know there's a delay. $50K today. I'm not against 50K today. I'm definitely thinking 50K this week. I tweeted on Twitter earlier that 50K was my price target, and I think 50K can definitely happen. Now, at this rate, we kind of double topped there at 48.5 and then a whale dumped, and that really stalled us out. Bitcoin likes to move really, really, really slow. So I now don't think 58K tonight because we just had that setback. Now, if we didn't get that whale sell right at 48.5, I think we could have done very close to 50K tonight. But I think 50K within the next 2 days. Because what's either going to happen here is this is going to be now from here, from 48 flat, a slow move up. And maybe we head towards 49 tonight and grind for 50 the day after or later into tomorrow. Or we do a pullback to 47, consolidate a bit, and then do a continuation over the next day or two to 50. I do think we're heading to 50, though. If you're asking me my personal opinion, I think we are heading to 50. We'd still... Now, September is historically a red month, but don't forget we started the month off. If you just take a look, we can still be a red month here if we end under, let's see, like under 49. I'm trying to see, where did we start the month? Maybe we actually started a little lower than I thought. Okay, so it looks like we started at around 47. So, but, you know, historically, it's just to try and look at patterns. That does not mean it's going to happen just because it happened before, because there are historically months where things happened that, you know, it did not happen the same way every single year. A lot of people might be naturally bearish because they think because historically it's going to copy and paste. So that could help influence us to the downside. But I think we're getting some pretty strong signs of bullishness, and catalysts are kind of overriding that negative sentiment. And Bitcoin has a lot of them. So we could very well change the narrative and have another green close here on Bitcoin. We're still doing an ascending uptrend here on the supports. If I were to just draw this line, that's a positive thing. That's good. We've also kind of got an uptrend on the top side to match. Also nice to see. This is our little trading channel that we're in right now. And so far we look fine. I'm not concerned. So that's, you know, that's a positive. You think if we pass 58.8, we do 50? Yeah, I think so too. So that's kind of my number. If we can bump above 48.5, and then we can get above that next spot, which is right around that 48.7 mark. You know, right about here. Wait, no. Right about here. If we can bump above this area, we can probably head into this area here, which is that 49-ish, 49.5 to 51 zone. I think we can get back into that pretty quick. Now, we've only got like 4 hours of daylight left, depending on where you live, or just of day left, period. So we'll have to see about that. But I think we could get there. I am bullish overall. Earlier today, I did tweet that I thought it would happen. So, like I said, I would not be surprised. It was my original thought. 49, definitely. Yeah, 49 is very doable. 50 is a little bit of a stretch. We'd have to have a big spike, and obviously it can happen with some whale movement. 49 is very close to us. So I could definitely see 49. But all right, guys, hopefully that answered all your questions. Don't forget, if you enjoy these kind of streams, click subscribe, share them with your friends. If anyone you know, family, is trying to get into crypto, doesn't know how to trade, looking at the charts, need some help with technical analysis or ideas, that's what this channel is all about. You can always ask questions in the chat, and I'll read them, and without charging you, trying to explain it to the best of my ability. And like I said, for me today, I've learned a lot over the last couple months, even being a stock market trader for a couple years, just with trading crypto so frequently, staring at these charts day after day, looking at how some of these different patterns end up playing out, trading on very high leverage sometimes with cryptocurrency, just really forces you to be like a perfect trader. Because, for example, when you're trading on leverage, you make like 2 mistakes and you could blow up your account completely. So really has helped me refine my trading, and I'm more than happy to share those tips as I go along, because if you can trade on leverage, that means you can easily trade when there's very low risk and it's kind of impossible to get liquidated. So always here to help. ADA is making a move. Glad to see this. Looks like Bitcoin just broke above some of those EMAs there on the 1 minute. That's bullish, and we're seeing some nice pickup of movement here from ADA because of that. ADA wants to move up at this point. I think ADA's really stabilized, and now it's to the upside, doing better than Doge. Wow, look at that run. And this was a really nice, like, if you ignored this, pretty good, almost a double bottom at this point starting to form, or a triple bottom actually, right here. So that's a very bullish reversal as well. As long as this can get a move up to like 251, I think we're actually in very good shape to see a powerful move up. SpaceX about to launch. Oh, really? Well, I'm going to want to watch that. I love watching those launches. Are they streaming it on YouTube? I don't know why Caps Lock was on there. Ooh. Oh, this is the civilian launch? Hey, do you guys want to watch this together?
Dragon has transitioned.
I don't mind.
Figure for terminal count.
Was Doge at 28 cents your target?
Tanks are pressurizing.
I did say that on Twitter. Now, the reason I said that, I just want you to see where I was coming from. So, now, Doge 28 cents was my target. Now, I typed that out quickly and wasn't really thinking of too much. If I were being more conservative, wanting to be accurate, I would have said Doge 26. But here's why I said 28. If you're looking at a couple things here, for example, where Bitcoin should be headed. Wait, what am I looking at here? Oh, this is the very short term. If you zoom out and you start looking at where Bitcoin should be headed on this bull run, it's to where it came from before this drop down here. This is the first drop down, and this is the second. So it should be going up to the second one here. That's going to be about 50K, right? Right around here. If you look at ADA, that drop down was right around here. See here? And that was right around 260. And then if you look at Dogecoin, that drop down was right around here, which is around 2.8. The thing is, though, Dogecoin came from really high up, so you kind of have to factor in the difference in like how far Dogecoin fell and then how fast it's already recovering, because that speed of recovery is actually lower than the guys like ADA and Bitcoin. So because Dogecoin's lagging, when Bitcoin hits this point on Bitcoin, Dogecoin is probably not going to move up at the same rate of speed. So though technically you would expect it to be 28, like I quickly typed out, the more realistic projection would be to get back towards these EMAs right around here. So I'd say Doge do about 26.5, and then I think if Bitcoin continues above 50K towards 52 and above, then Dogecoin's going to really like slingshot and really regain that ground again. But Dogecoin's lagging a bit. I think Dogecoin's in a bit of a bearish scenario. So let me retract my 28 and correct that on stream to like 26. Because that is what I meant. I just didn't want to keep overextending that tweet of mine. I was going to correct it, but I changed my mind. I got 10 years go get up 100K to go get up 100K, get a seat on one of those launches. Man, I would love... Actually, I wouldn't. I like watching it, but I'd be terrified. All right, I'm going to pause the music. And we can watch the launch really quick. It's in 1 minute, 2 minutes. Yeah, let's watch it. 2 minutes until launch. Yes, sir. I've got my blast off right here.
3, 2, 1.
This is my Dogecoin blast off here. Haven't used this in like 6 months. But I'm ready.
Stage 2 load complete.
And there's the call that stage 2
I'm getting a lot of yeses to watching it together. All right, let's put it into title.
Fully loaded with all of its propellants.
Closeout will begin shortly. Expect loud venting.
Announcement to let the crew know that as we vent off various lines on the launch pad, we'll hear some loud noises. Let the crew know that's planned. We're also right now draining the liquid oxygen.
Draining that liquid oxygen.
Director, draining the lines, getting ready for launch. Waiting for the startup call at T-minus 1 minute.
FPS is on. Second round of startup.
Oh, they're excited. That's cool. This is pretty monumental. Yeah, I bet they're hyped and scared. I would be so much adrenaline and terrified at the same time.
Commander calling down.
30 seconds.
Punch it, SpaceX.
Man, that would be nuts. I think I'd faint before it took off.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8,
Here we go. 5 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
Here it goes.
Go Falcon. Godspeed Inspiration 4.
Copy, 1 Alpha.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Wow. I love watching the speed too on the left, just showing how fast they are. Even-
Propulsion is nominal.
T plus 30 seconds. Callouts indicate nominal. Historic mission flying the Inspiration 4 crew. Onboard Dragon and Falcon 9. Great deal of the crew in the capsule. We're into the throttle down, into the throttle bucket.
Stage 1, throttle down.
Throttling down in preparation for the period of maximum dynamic pressure. And then the flight.
9 is supersonic.
Supersonic.
Max speed.
Stage 1, throttle up.
Assume that will be Bitcoin boys. I
We're
like
through the
that.
period of maximum dynamic pressure.
Quick chart chat. Okay.
Copy,
We're
1
throttled
Bravo.
back up, and 1 Bravo, the call out from space. That's one of the abort sequences. That is a nominal call. Everything continues to be good. Looks like a smooth ride for the crew.
Woo.
Okay, we heard the call out. MVAC-D is showing. We're beginning to get the turbo pump ready on the second stage engine for ignition. We're passing through 3 G's acceleration.
3
Everything
Gs, wow.
continues to look nominal.
Look at how the speed increases like crazy as you get into space and there's no air
4 Gs,
resistance.
We're holding it there for the crew. Major event coming up will be main engine cutoff, followed by stage separation, looking at the second stage engine nozzle, and then ignition of the second stage.
What if you got to pee? Oh, you got to do that in the
And
suit,
Nico.
man. I'm sure.
Stage separation confirmed.
Nice.
And ignition.
Copy, 2 Alpha. So we heard the call, and you can see on your screen there on the right-hand side that the second stage has ignited. That's the MVAC engine. I'm sure the crew felt another kick in the G's there as it ignited. Officially, the Inspiration 4 crew are now on their way to space.
Nice.
First stage booster there on the left-hand side of your screen is making its way back down to Earth. The grid fins have popped out to assist with the steering. It will be making a landing attempt on our drone ship. Just read the instructions, which is parked out in holding position in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, so we have a couple of views on
Acquisition
screen.
of signal, Bermuda.
As Kate mentioned, left-hand side is a view from the top of our first stage looking down. That has already separated from the second stage. And it's
So
making
cool,
its
I
way
agree.
back to Earth. The velocity of the first
Dragon
stage
SpaceX trajectory nominal.
is being tracked on the bottom left-hand side of your screen.
There they
On the
are at
right-hand side of your
6,000
screen
kilometers an hour.
Is a view of our second stage Merlin vacuum engine.
Oh,
On
8,000.
the opposite end of that engine is the second stage and the crew, which sits on
Where
top
they
of
headed
the
to,
second
I actually
stage.
have no
Everything
idea.
Looks to be going normally with them.
Let's see.
And you can also track the velocity on the second stage. On the
It's a
bottom right-hand
multi-day
side of the
flight.
screen. And we also have awesome views of the crew inside of their capsule as well.
I'm pretty sure during first stage ascent, I saw Dr.
Just 4
Simon
civilians.
Proctor-
They are not
I'm
actual
pretty
like
sure I saw
professional
Dr. Simon
astronauts.
Proctor give us
It's
two
the
thumbs
first
up.
full
I'm
crew
sure she
of
enjoyed this
non-professional
ride. She's been
astronauts
waiting
to fly
for
to
her
space. That is
entire
crazy.
life.
One notable thing too is we're getting some
These
twilight
charts need to
views.
look like those
The sun
speedometers.
just set in Florida, but we're high
I
enough,
agree, Cedric.
up where the light around.
You know
the
we're
horizon's also
feeling it when
reflecting off of
we're
very
just
high
relating everything to the charts. Man, I wish the charts would move like that. Man, I wish the chart would take off like that rocket. That's hilarious. All right, guys. Well, it is a multi-day flight, so that's probably about the most interesting thing we're going to see from that. Of course, you can YouTube SpaceX there if you want to watch the rest, but I think they're just going to be flying through space for the next 4 days in a little orbit, and then they'll come back in a couple days. Let's just do one last check on where Bitcoin is right now. As you can see, Bitcoin's still hanging out up here at about 48.1, but it is stalling out. I would be just a little skeptical of a pullback here. I don't think it'll be very far. Maybe we see ADA 244, 245. Maybe we see Bitcoin 247. Maybe we see Doge 24 flat, somewhere around there. But I don't think we're selling off. I think there'll just be a pullback and a continuation at most. And that's my guess. No way to really tell, but I don't think we have any bearish news to hold us back at this point. So we should be good to go. Higher than the International Space Station? Oh, that's pretty cool. They'll get to see the Earth and everything. Awesome. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I am going to go ahead and wrap up. It's about 8:30 here, so it's getting pretty late. Hope everybody has a great night. And don't forget, come back tomorrow, and we'll have another stream. See you.